what I'm doing right now is preparing that Joe Burrow pack for all of y'all that tried to shoot my boy up into this MVP race. And he is at home watching with me and you. I am
That's
getting
how we
ready.
feeling.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Because, see, I wasn't going to call you, but I tried to call my homeboy. Oh, he knew what I was calling for. And he can try to act like he wasn't, but he been ducking. Because he called me on that same MVP talk. And I was like, look, you trying to talk about a nigga that's MVP whose literal playoff hopes fall into other people's hands right now. I don't want to hear it. I was like, he could still win and still not get in there. So after he won, then after Denver pretty much, and I knew it was gonna happen. I knew Kansas City wasn't gonna play nobody.
So who do you think had the top 3 quarterback seasons
3 seasons.
this year?
You can
Who
easily
was
say it's
the top 3?
Josh, Lamar, and Joe.
That's your order?
Not in any order.
Bro, I ain't
But
gonna
just
lie
them
to
three, we
you.
talking about statistical seasons.
I'm just talking about like
That's what
who
we got.
has like the best quarterback this year. I could easily say Joe Burrow.
Man. And I was
MVP, I
happy
get
when
why
I
he's not
just
getting
I
the
was
MVP.
and and honestly, bro, this was the only thing that kind of just had me off on him because I really wasn't paying attention to like any like really like just who they done played this season. But like I understand what everybody want to talk about on defense, but when you go look back at some of them games, they really won. A lot of them games one possession games. Both of them games against Baltimore was one possession games. But we just go back and look at who they beat. Their most impressive win was literally the win they just had against Denver. Like if
I'll
you
give you
go
that.
back and look, there's nothing impressive on their resume. Like, yeah, he done had all the yards and he's had them against everybody he's played. But it's just one of the things to me, and just to me, if you win at least one, just one of them close games that you had with these playoff bound teams, then oh shit, really, not even all of them, because I think they lost the game to the I think they gave them a game to the Browns.
Here go the
So
thing right here. So started off with losing to New England, then that close loss to Kansas
which
City, the overtime loss to Baltimore, lost to Washington, another loss to Baltimore, lost to yeah, because the
it's just
Pittsburgh.
a lot of, and a lot of them, bro. It's not like they, and a lot of them is not like they getting their ass beat. I'm not trying to say that, but it's a lot of one possession games in that loss column where if you at least win one of them games, you wouldn't
Yeah,
have to worry about it for Denver or Miami if any of these people win or lose. And it's just like, I'm sorry, bro. I understand that people wanted to make them a playoff team, but I really didn't too much care to see them in there. And just going on one of the questions, I don't too much mind that they're not in there just because a lot of these games against these dominant teams that we know is going to be in the playoffs, they've lost every game. The only game that they beat was the Broncos, but that was a wild card team. So I just don't see a lot of impressive wins that even as bad as their defense is and as good as their offense is, just like, oh yeah, I would love to see the Bengals in the playoffs right now. Or
mm-hmm.
that I'm upset that Joe Burrow and the Bengals aren't in the playoffs because I know it's gonna be very one-sided. And if it get too crazy, I've seen to where they offense can be held in check. But it's by a lot of teams that we would never think. I mean, let's just go back to this New
Now
York game. I mean, let's go back to this
you
New
don't.
York game. New
Okay, go
York held
ahead.
them to 17 points.
Uh-huh.
They held them to 17 points. The Eagles had I'm not gonna count the Eagles. New York held them to 17. They only beat they still allowed the Panthers to score 24, even though they put
Mm-hmm.
a 30 piece on them. It's just a lot of things, and that was in the early season of the Panthers. Not everybody like on this whole Bryce looking so much better. So it's just a lot of up and down roller coaster with them, where it's like, yeah, 1 minute I can say they offense is just the best I've seen, but even against the Browns, that's a one possession game that they won, but it was only by one possession, so they wasn't real explosive in that game either. So It's
So
just
you
one of
would
them
rather
things.
see the Chargers and the Broncos in the playoffs than the Bengals. That's what you honestly rather see from an excitement standpoint.
I mean, shit, that last game of the season wasn't even all that exciting for the Bengals, in my opinion.
You didn't like the Pittsburgh game?
No. I didn't think there was a reason why that game should have been even close.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Now I'm looking at the schedule going back. I ain't gonna stand that
And I ain't
second
trying to shit
week
on them,
Kansas City
I ain't
loss
trying
was
to shit on
trash.
them, but I'm just saying, like, when you look at the teams they beat and the teams they lost against, it's like they lost against every team that you would think should be in the playoffs, of course, except for outside the Patriots. We kind of tried to write that off like it's the first week of the season type shit. Jamar ain't been here. We kind of gave them a pass for that one. But I mean, just when you look at
But come
everything
on
else, bro,
now.
like
Hendrickson led in sacks. Jamar Chase, the triple crown. Joe Burrow what was he? The yards leader and touchdown leader, I think. I think it was probably just yards.
and crazy and bro, and it's crazy because for all that, and you still finish the season 9-8.
Yeah.
Like I get it, I do. Like I ain't gonna knock the nigga for his numbers. He did that. Jamar Chase is a triple crown winner, no doubt. But it's like, damn, all that, and you still was struggling to get in the playoffs, and then got knocked out because of all the other teams that won or lost.
It's just Chris. I would rather see them than the Chargers and the Broncos. I get what you're saying. They didn't live up to
I would
expectations,
just
but
because
no,
like
come on, bro.
of their
Bills and Bengals
performances
would have
against
been way
the
better
only
than
the
Bills
only
and
good
Broncos.
performances they've had, bro, is like as far as like playoff teams to me is the two games, like, and I'm talking about division winners, is the two games they had against Baltimore and the
Mm-hmm.
game they had against Kansas City. Other than that, I mean, you could say Detroit now, but other than that, like, I just don't too much trust them against playoff competition. And even if they were in a position, like, I feel like they would lose against any, like, because they're gonna be a wild card team. I think they lose against every wild card team they'd have to play. Me, honestly, just being honest with you,
Coming off winning 5 in a row.
I don't see, bro. I'm sorry.
Okay.
So it'd be out of. Well, I take the only team that I think they could probably take is the Texans. I'll give you that. But I'm not trusting him against Baltimore and Buffalo. That's
I ain't
just
gonna stand.
me.
I wouldn't have mind the Bengals being in that 7th spot. That's all I'm saying. Broncos have absolutely no chance. At least the Bengals would have had a shot in the dark. That's all I'm saying. Ain't no this. Ain't no this.
I mean, I ain't gonna just completely write the Broncos off. I still think they got a chance
Oh no, that's over with.
to make it
We gonna get to
close.
that.